So the way that this works is Miguel within our, okay, Rigel. Is that right? Yes, that makes sense. Rigel. Okay. Cool. And where are you writing in from? Joining in from? Toronto. Sweet. Cool. Well, welcome everyone. So this is pretty much, I have no planned agenda. This is pretty much for you. So there's a Q&A button right beneath me. If you have questions, you can feel free to submit them there. Also, one option we have is I can unmute your mic and we can have a conversation if that's something that's more appropriate for the point where you're at. So we can do it either way. Let me know. So this first, so Alexis, yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you like that site. And actually the developer who built that site has built a lot of sites for our customers. So I can certainly connect you with them if that's something you're interested in. So this first question is from Tim. I want to replace the standard error message that a person might get when accessing a page they don't have permission to. I did find your instructions about using the custom decision tag, but I don't know where to place that. Okay. So let us see here. Cindy, do you mind putting the, while I start sharing my screen, the article about that, the URL to the article, so that I can reference it. Okay, so I'm going to log in as the administrator. So this is our demo site, demo.membermouse.com. So the admin credentials are available here, so you can feel free to come to this site, log in and check things out. If you've never actually seen MemberMouse or done anything, the demo site is here so that you can take a look at everything and play around with it before making any decisions if it's something, if you haven't made a decision yet. Okay, so let's see here. All pages. And we're looking for the error page. Oh. Error page is here. So the default content of the error page is this. It's just out using this tag error message, which will output a default error message. So let me grab the article here. Oh, so no, come here. Okay, so let's just first show you what happens with the error messages. So I'm going to locate a protected page. So this courses page, you can see it has access rights associated with it. So only these membership levels can access this courses page. So if I copy this URL and open up a new browser and attempt to access it, I'm going to be redirected to an error page. So the question that Tim is asking is, so this is the error page that we were looking at in WordPress. Okay, so we see here this "you don't have access to this page" message is what this smart tag is rendering on this page. So this is the default error message that gets displayed when somebody doesn't have access. Specifically, if you see up here, there's a particular code passed to the page, right? So the error message smart tag has default messages that are used based on the code, the error code that's passed to the page, which we can see on this article. So each one of these codes, this shows you, tells you what it's for, okay? Now, if we want to say have a different error message, we can take this custom decision smart tag, and instead of having, well, I'll keep it here, but you know, I'll keep this error message here just so we can see what the original error message to display would be. But I'm also going to put, I am also going to put the custom decision smart tag in here so that we can see the difference. Okay, so the code that we're looking at, so the first thing you want to look at is which error messages do you want to capture? In this case, this error message is if you don't have access to a page, so it's 100020. So I'll go ahead and copy that and paste it in here. It just so happens that the default example is using that error code. And then inside of the custom decision access, we can put whatever we want. We can say, sorry, you don't have access to this content. And then what we could also do is you can put anything in here. You could put any sort of HTML that you want. So what you could also do is put in a purchase link for the membership that they're that you might want them to purchase. Okay, so you can say you can use the link below to gain access, or whatever you want. Obviously, you can put anything you want in here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and update this. So now if we open up an incognito window again and attempt to access that courses page, you see, we see the original message here that was there, but we also see the custom message that I just created along with the buy now button. So I can now go ahead and buy that. So that's how you do custom error messages. So Alexis is asking a follow-up on this. Are the pages that we just saw different from entry level of MemberMouse? They look different for sure because all the look and feel of the pages is dependent upon the WordPress theme you're using. But by default, every single MemberMouse installation will have what we call default core pages installed. So if you go to your pages inside of WordPress and you select show only MemberMouse core pages and filter it, you'll see a bunch of, under core page type, you'll see a bunch of pages with a little orange flag next to it. That means it's a default core page. And by default, when you install MemberMouse, every installation will create a default error core page. Okay, so Rigel is asking, I just purchased a couple days ago and have my kickoff call on Monday. I'm excited to get started. My question is, does MemberMouse integrate with Ontraport? We don't have a direct integration with Ontraport. However, we do have an integration with Zapier. I'm not sure, I'm gonna just look up real quick if Ontraport has a integration with Zapier. Yeah, so it looks like that Zapier has an integration with Ontraport. So, okay, so basically, given that, we don't have a direct integration with Ontraport, but through Zapier as the middleman, you can use our push notification system to trigger, I'll just show it to you real quick. If you go into MemberMouse and you go to Developer Tools, push notifications, and create push notification based on any of these triggers, member being added, somebody purchasing a bundle, a product being purchased, payment being received, rebuild payment being received, basically a bunch of different triggers. You can then have an action be taken. In your case, you can notify Zapier. And when this happens, MemberMouse will pass a bunch of data over to Zapier so that, you know, in the, I think they're called Zaps, like when you're configuring the integration, what Zapier should do when they receive the data from MemberMouse, you can take those individual pieces of data and pass them on to Ontraport. So you should be able to do an integration that way. And there is a support article on how to do the integration with Zapier. Okay, great. Yeah, Lonnie's good, and he'll be able to help you out with whatever you need. All right. This question is from Terry. I have a product that is a one-time purchase of $997 for training and 3 months of software. After that, the software is $97 per month. Will the shopping cart do that? Okay, so I have a product that is a one-time purchase of $997 for training and 3 months of software after that. So it sounds like the writing is making it a little bit unclear, but it sounds like what you're saying is you have somebody pays you $997 up front, and then 3 months later, a recurring program starts where they're paying you $97 a month. It's either that or you're asking, can I create a one-time purchase product of $997 and a separate product of $97 a month? That's really straightforward. So I won't, that's definitely possible, but I will demonstrate how you can create the first version because I think that that's what you're asking. So it's really straightforward. You go to product settings, create product. We'll just call this training program. Doing things this way is actually going to be good for my eyes because my computer is like this far away from me. And so things are slightly blurry. So it'll have to, my eyes will have to strengthen to do this. Okay, so the initial price is $997. Subscription is, okay, so what you're gonna do is a trial period, what you're gonna do is a trial period of $997, and the trial period is 3 months. And then the price for recurring is $97, so that's what you put in here. And then the recurring period is 1 month. Okay, so now that we've done that, we will see that this training program is a 3-month trial for $997, then $97 every month after that. Okay, next question, also from Terry. I had another product in the past that I wanted to do recurring billing, and all it did was send them an email with a bill, and I want it to automatically charge their card every month. Is this possible? Yes, this is. Yeah, I'm not sure what system you were using before. Obviously, they weren't truly doing recurring billing for you. But yeah, with MemberMouse, when you create a subscription product, it will automatically rebill the customer on the schedule that you set up in the product definition. Not only that, it will also automatically handle any overdue payments. So if the rebill period comes, MemberMouse will attempt to bill them. And if it fails, MemberMouse will automatically send that person an email letting them know that it failed, and also instructing them that they can log in to the My Account page on your site to update their credit card details. In addition to that, MemberMouse will also automatically attempt to bill the card 2 more times. If the customer doesn't update their credit card information and all 3 rebill attempts fail, then MemberMouse will automatically cancel access. So this is how our subscription rebill system works, in addition to automation, to help you capture all the revenue you're supposed to capture without having to manually get involved and message your customers and try and get them to pay you and all that stuff. So Cindy, I see you just put the payment methods overview article. I think that there's also an article on the overdue, like that explains the overdue payment handling, scheduling and all that stuff, like specifically what days it happens and exactly when status is on the account change. So that might be useful to put in there as well. Okay, so this question is from Tyler. We are looking for a membership app where members can easily update their credit card info by themselves. A text message with a link would be ideal, and then credit card is automatically updated in membership system. Is this something available? So this is actually something I was just explaining. They can, I spoke about core pages earlier. By default, with every MemberMouse installed, the My Account core page is installed. So let me show you this. So if we make a purchase, so now we're in the MemberMouse, now we're in the back end of the membership site that I just made a purchase on, and you'll see that there's this My Account page. So again, the look and feel of the My Account page is going to be dependent upon your theme, but in terms of the data that's on here, you know, the first name, billing address, shipping address, active subscriptions, order history, this is all stuff that MemberMouse provides by default on the My Account page, and then you can make it look the way that you want. But you'll notice here under active subscriptions, it's showing me what the plan is, but it's also saying I can update my billing details. So here's where you can enter in any new credit card information and update it. Now, the customer can do this at any point, but also, as I was explaining in our overdue, automated overdue payment process, when somebody, also by default, let me log in again as the administrator. Also by default, there's a push notification set up when somebody goes into overdue status, which is what happens when a rebill payment fails. And this is designed to send an email to the customer. And you'll notice here that it's sending them a link to the My Account page, and it's an auto login link. So what this means is that there's a token appended to the end of the link so that the customer can just click that link and it would automatically log them into the site and take them to the My Account page, even if they're not logged in. So it makes it as if it removes any obstacles that that person would have, like, oh, if they forget their username and password or something like that. So with this email, they can then log in and update their billing details. As far as sending a text message, that's not something MemberMouse does itself, but again, you could, instead of sending an email directly from, as a result of the overdue status happening, OSA, no, come here. You could change this to notify Zapier, and then there's probably a service in Zapier that can allow you to send text messages if it's really fundamental for you to be able to send text messages. You could do it that way. All right. This question is from Shannon. Is there a way to pre-fill a MemberMouse new registration form via the URL? Yes, there is. Cindy, there's an article about passing data to the checkout form via the URL. If you can send that. And in the meantime, Alexis, you're asking about changing the default email in in push notifications, it's really straightforward. So basically, say that you want to have an email sent to somebody, have an email sent to your customer when they've joined a particular membership level. So we have some default templates that you can use here. So for example, there's a member added default template, and you'll see that it populates the subject line and the body of the email. And this is meant to be edited. What we're trying to do here is show you the smart tags that you can use so that you can insert dynamic data into the email. For example, this outputs the member's email address. This outputs the member's ID. This outputs their first name, last name, the name of the membership they signed up for, and the status. There are more membership, there are more things that you can do with member data smart tag. You know, this, if you hover over this, this shows you all the smart tags that you can use in this email. So really you have access to a lot of different things that you can use when you're authoring this emails in terms of dynamic data, and also creating links that go to things on the site, et cetera. So all the documentation for these smart tags is, you can find, you know, more by going to the smart tag library. For example, here's the member data smart tag, and we can click here to view the documentation for the smart tag. And this shows you all the different things that you can insert into email using the member data smart tag. But basically, if you want to edit this email, you just type in whatever you want into the subject line, right? And type in whatever you want into the body of the email. It's as straightforward as that. Okay, passing data to the checkout page. So getting back to that question. So this article shows you how to pass data to the checkout page. So essentially, if you're, and this works only if you're using the MemberMouse checkout form. You know, so you, by default, every MemberMouse install has a checkout page, core page, which has a checkout form on it. So using this method on that particular page, you can pass any of this data by default. And the way that you do, so first thing, in order to demonstrate this, the first thing I need to do is disable our test data, because we have, with MemberMouse, you have the ability to set up test data so that when you go to a checkout form, it automatically fills out data, which makes it really, so if by demonstrating this, if I go to the demo site and make a purchase for anything, you'll notice it's already pre-filled out with John Smith and then the email address and then credit card information. And that's happening because we have this test data filled out. Now, if I turn this off, which is what you would do, oh, I guess we have protections on our demo site that don't allow you to turn this off. So anyway, I can't turn it off. But if you wanted to pass something to this form, you know, you see how I pass first name and it's showing up here. So any of these things you can pass by default. So last name, email address. So if we do Eric ampersand last underscore name equals Turnison, and email address equals test@membermouse.com, and I hit enter, you'll see that it's populating the first name, last name, and email address based on what I'm putting into the URL up here. So pretty much what you can do is, if you're sending somebody to a checkout page, all you need to do is append any of this data to the URL, and you can attach it to a button or something like that to automatically pass that information to the form. All right. So that's all the questions. Were there any other questions people had before we jump off? So Alexis, the people who made my brother's site and who actually have a platform it's a semi-custom implementation essentially. So which is actually a good thing because it means it's going to be less costly to get it implemented because there's a platform in place and a theme. They'll help with customization and things like that, but that's the website. So you can just go there, and if you click on platform, you can just click on free platform quote and then put in your information here, and then just tell them that I mentioned it to you specifically on office hours. And that you saw riskreview.com and that's kind of what you're looking for. Okay, so that'll help you get started with them. All right, cool. Well, I think we're all set here. So thank you all for joining. And if you have any questions in the meantime until our next office hours, feel free to reach out to our support team at support@membermouse.com. Regel, good luck with Lonnie getting started on Monday with your quick start process. I hope that all goes well. And I look forward to seeing what you're creating. Maybe we can look at something on a future office hours, see where things are at. Alexis is asking, does the trial have different access to pages? If so, how do I just pay for it instead to get full access to it? I only have 5, not the login, error, register pages, and so on. This, you have full access. You not having those pages seems like something went wrong with the installation. So email our support team, provide them with, in the first email, provide them with administrative username and password so they can log in and take a look. But yeah, you should have all the pages. So something, went wrong there during the installation. You're welcome. Okay. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I will talk to you next time.